Hey, good afternoon and welcome to our special live stream event on Facebook, our first ever report on education from Family and Children's Services. I'm John Seward and I'm your host for today. I'm joined here by Executive Director Steve Woodman and Board Chair Dan Corbett. And today is a really special day for Family and Children's Services. It's graduation day. This is the day we celebrate the academic achievement and the graduation of kids in our care from grade 8, grade 12, and college and university. Plus, it's also the day we hand out our bursaries for college and university, and those are going for kids in care, and all that money is raised from donations from people just like you. Now, this year, we're pleased to announce $50,000 in bursaries for 12 of the kids in our foster care system. And that's actually not a record. We actually spent the most last year for $57,000, but it is a record for the most spent per youth. So it's one for the history books. It's not such a bad thing. Now, it's all thanks to donors like you and some of the donors who really donated a lot of stuff, like the Splinter family, the 100 Women Who Care in Kingston, the 100 Women Who Care from Lennox and Addington, Southeastern Telecommunication Services, and many, many more. Now, on this live cast, we're going to be telling you about the role of education, how you can help, and we're going to actually read some of the actual bursary applications, some of the essays we got from some of the kids who are actually getting our bursaries this year. If you have a question or a comment, just write it down below in the stuff that we're doing. We're trying to get to it as soon as we can. And if not, or you're seeing this on the recorded version, just go to familyandchildren.ca and you'll be able to make a donation there. Find out more about our giving program and other things that we do, like foster parenting, where we need your help as well. So why don't we get right to the actual work that we're doing and start asking questions about education. So Steve, tonight is all about education. Why is education important for the kids that we serve?
Well, the kids we serve, a lot of them have been through some pretty trying times already in their life, and this is really a chance for them to overcome. It's to really establish a new path for their life, and we all know that education for anybody is an important thing. For these youth, it is particularly important.
Okay. Now, Dan, obviously we raise money for bursaries, but why do we do that?
Well, as Steve was saying, I mean, education is a very critical issue for the children and youth that we serve. And one of the things about bursaries is that, yes, it's good to have the money. There's no question. You mentioned $50,000 this year. But when we give a bursary, it's an affirmation to that student. It's about we care. And that was the point of the whole exercise you just mentioned about the 100 women from Kingston and the 100 women from Napanee about caring. Because the money is one thing, but to be able to say, hey, we care about you, we want to share in your success, and this money is an opportunity not only to, cover the expenses that you have at college and university, but it's an opportunity to say, hey, we want to be part of your success and we're here to help.
Now, that actually brings up our survey that we did of bursary applicants last year, and this is actually very apropos. 2/3 of them said that even with the government assistance that they get, paying for college and university would be a challenge. Almost 90% of them agreed with the statement that education is the key to my future. Half said that when they were in high school, they never dreamed that they could go to college and university. And all of them said that the bursaries our agency provides from donors like you makes them feel like somebody cares about their success. So that's basically what the bursaries are about. Now, Steve, let me ask you a question. Our bursary program, $50,000 is nothing to sneeze at, but it's kind of a modest program. But, when we're going to be going to our graduation event tonight and handing out the bursaries, there is something special in the air. The look on their faces when we are giving out these bursaries, it's something really special. Why is it so special for these kids receiving these bursaries?
I think part of it is that they feel like they belong, that someone finds that they're important enough to invest in. And again, these kids, a lot of them have had fractured lives and fractured relationships. But this is our chance to move them on, either into high school or into post-secondary or out into life. And that's what it is for these kids. This is a real opportunity. It's hope. And I think that's probably the best way. The look on their face is the look of hope.
Now, one thing we do know about research from kids who are in the care of a Children's Aid Society or as its equivalent across North America is that they often have problems in school. They have challenges. Their graduation rates are a little bit lower than their peers. So is education kind of a problem, a current problem, a constant problem for kids in care?
It really is. A number of them are in school. They're a little behind their peers, especially at the start. And with the emotional turmoil that sometimes they've gone through as well, these things tend to impede their education opportunities. So we work really hard at trying to make sure that they have every opportunity through tutoring and other things. But this bursary piece, this really gives them that leg up that they need. It gives them the help that really to realize with the hope that they have for a better life, this is a chance for them to actually step up.
Now, if you go to our website, you'll see we have a number of videos for some of the kids who received bursaries in the past. And one of them actually was saying that, you know, she doesn't feel like she's a disadvantaged youth. She feels like she has lots of advantages because she can actually make her own way, do her own things with the help of some of the bursaries that we raise money for. So Dan, maybe, you know, a lot of people think that maybe we're asking for a handout for these kids with our fundraising, but isn't it more like a handout?
It's absolutely a handout, you know, and it's the opportunity as well. Like you were saying, it's a problem, you know, if you don't complete your education, but the opportunity is there if you do. And in the world we're in today, John, I mean, it's good to see some kids complete high school, but that's simply not enough anymore. They have to move on to college. They have to go on to university. And when that happens, doors open as well, opportunities that they never dreamed of, frankly, that I never dreamed of as well. You know, when I was a young person going through, it opens that opportunity. And so when you think about the bursary program that we have, we could obviously stand to have a lot more money, okay? What we're trying to do, as you said, is give the kids and the youth a hand up. But the more money that we raise for the bursary program, the more opportunities we have to help these children and these youth move through the system, not only from the point of view of, you know, looking at it from, you know, I can graduate, but I can be a successful member of society. I mean, when you think about it today, being able to graduate out of college, being able to graduate out of high school, graduating out of university, it opens up tremendous opportunities, and that's really what the bursary program is about. You know, and Steve mentioned earlier about the disadvantage. Well, this is the opportunity to move it to an advantage. It moves it to the point of view of saying, hey, you may have some issues in your past, but we're here to help you to have a much better future.
Well, that's actually a really good point because, you know, some people would maybe watch this or hear about our bursary program and the fundraising that we do, and they may say, well, that's somebody else's kids. But Steve, isn't it true that, you know, our agency, which is 123 years old, it really takes care of these kids on behalf of the community?
It really does. And again, for most of the people that we serve, the kids do wind up staying in their own home. But there is circumstances still where we do have to take children into our care for a while, hopefully for a short while. But the reality is that a number of them come in as they are older. And with the change in the age of protection now, we're really involved with children up to their 18th birthday that are running into problems in their family. So we do have a larger number of youth that we're actually serving in care. And as these children are with us, it's our job to make sure that they're ready for life. They're ready for these big transitions between high school and life. And hopefully we can get them some donations that can show that people believe in them, that they give them this chance at a better life.
Mm-hmm. Now, would you say though, Steve, that really everyone has a stake? I mean, sure, we're the Children's Aid Society and we're doing stuff for them, but really everyone out there has a stake in making these kids as successful as they can possibly be.
Well, they do, and I think really what we're finding is that people want to make that difference for these youth, that people do want these youth to have a better life. So this is not something that is difficult to talk about because really our community rallies around. You see the 100 Women of Kingston, the 100 Women of Napanee. These are people really making a difference in lives, and they've chosen to invest in these youth.
This is also, you know, about community building. So when you think about it, I mean, one of the underlying fundamental issues about why kids come into care through this agency, has to do with poverty.
Yeah.
So they're coming out of adverse circumstances. And if we don't provide the opportunity for kids to graduate out of high school, go on to college and go on to university, the likelihood is that the cycle could continue. So here's an opportunity through the bursary program, through the funding opportunities that are out there for anybody listening today, to help not only build community, but break this cycle of poverty, because the more that we have kids being successful, the more opportunities they're going to come to turn that back into the community as well. And they will see that this community cares about them, and in so doing, they'll turn around and start to care about this community as well.
Perfect. Now, Dan, a lot of people are listening right now and they're thinking, what can I do? How can I help? What should we tell them?
Go to the website. Look at what the opportunities are. Look at the stories that are on the website. Listen to us here on the Facebook program. But there's many ways that people can donate, quite honestly, to the bursary program, which is the Futures program. They can donate to other programs that help this agency. And by doing so, you become part of community building as well. We know there's an awful lot of organizations out there looking for people to help donate for worthy causes. This, I can tell you, is perhaps one of the most worthy causes that you can donate to, because you will be a part of someone's success and you'll be a part of investing in their future as well.
Now, we actually asked some of the bursary applicants, as part of their application process, to write us an essay about what was the power, what was the role of education in their lives. And most of them were between 18 and 20. And we asked them to do this as part of their application, and we actually have some of their responses right now. Why don't we listen just to a couple?
Sure.
This is someone from age 18. She says, since I was very young, I've been a child in care, and it's taught me many useful skills, and has allowed me to realize that I want to help others that are in situations similar to mine. Although I've experienced many ups and downs through the years, I've grown as an individual. I know that I can make a difference in my community by giving back to the youth that need it the most. And just one other, an age 19, this bursary is important to me because it means that I don't have to worry about having enough money to pay for college. And it would mean that I can further my education, and I would also be the first person in my family to go to post-secondary. It would mean I would have a better life. Those are the kinds of things that we're getting. What do you guys think of that?
See, that's exactly what I was just saying, what Steve has been saying, that these are two members of the youth group, 18 and 19 years old, that are all of a sudden looking at the potential for opportunity, the potential to draw upon their own strengths, and the potential to give back into the community. Instead of saying the community doesn't care about me, or I can be a problem, and just being ignored. Here we have an opportunity that says for an 18 and a 19-year-old, we can make a difference and we can make a stronger community, and we will do that through investing in the bursary program and success in education.
Now, actually, Steve, one of the things that actually was a common thread in some of these essays was that some of these youth this is the first time that anyone in their family has gone to college or university. Is that kind of common?
Well, that is pretty common, and really to see them breaking out of cycles. And this really is a chance for them to change their lives. And a donation into one of these youth for their education can actually change their entire life. There aren't many places you can give that can claim that. And there's lots of great places to give. This one I would certainly put right up around the top.
Now we're getting a couple of questions online about how people can actually give. Let me just go over this quickly. If you have a credit card, you can go to familyandchildren.ca, look under the Give tab. There's a place you can actually click on and make a donation with a credit card. You can also mail it to us at 817 Division Street at Kingston if you have a check. And you can also drop off a donation at 817 Division in Kingston, or at 99 Advance Avenue in Napanee. Also, we can do other things too, like if you want to have an event at your workplace or organization to raise money for our bursary program, we'd be happy to have that happen. We can also do gifts of securities or stocks and bonds. So there's lots of different ways that you can get involved with the Futures program. There's also a new one that's coming up. It's actually coming up in July and August. We're just about ready to announce it, and that's our new online auction to benefit these actual kids. It's actually called the Futures Auction. And we're going to be having more information on Facebook on that as well. And of course, I'm forgetting the big one, June the 30th, Canada Day weekend, it's the Shred-a-thon. Now, we should just go over that briefly because a lot of people think, what is a Shred-a-thon? We're going to have at 817 Division Street an Iron Mountain shredding truck that shreds things right in the back of the truck. You bring your shreddables down, and for $10 a box, you can actually make a donation. Your shredded documents can help send a kid to college and university. That's June the 30th, Saturday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. right here in Kingston. You can actually get more information on that right in our Facebook feed right now. Just take a peek. And if you got some old documents, it's great. Also, we're having the Good Way, which is across the street from us here on Division Street, give the people a 50% off discount if you come and do some shopping in the Good Way too. So all good for the Shred-a-thon. Now we have a few more minutes. How about just a few more essays from some of the kids who were actually applying for bursaries? Here's one. I want to make an impact in my community. I'm looking for a career that works towards something greater than myself and stand by something that will make myself and my loved ones proud. I want to leave university knowing that I made the most out of the time there and that financial issues did not hold me back. There was a point in my life when I never in a million years thought that I'd be a student at university. I'm very proud of where I am today and want to continue to make myself and the people I care about proud. I learned it the hard way, but there is no shame in asking for help. That's actually a really nice one. We should have one more. We can squeeze it in. College is hard for me, but I'm continuing at it because I know it's something I really want to do. It's one of the most important decisions in my life. Money has been very hard, and the longer I'm at college, the harder it's going to be. The decision to go to college was supported by everyone I know, including Family and Children's Services, which has generously helped me out for the last 16 years of my life. So that's kind of what the bursary program is all about, and it's all the kind of stuff that you can help us with a donation. Maybe a couple of last words before we talk about what's happening, guys. What do you guys think? What are you looking for tonight for graduation? We're going to have 28 kids graduating. The Lieutenant Governor is going to be here. What's going to be on your mind, Steve?
What's going to be on my mind is just seeing their faces, seeing these kids really achieving something with a deal of hope and a future that looks bright.
Dan?
I'm with Steve on that. I mean, it's one thing to see the look on everybody's face as they go up to be recognized and celebrate, but I would be sitting there being hopeful, actually, because when you see these kids and youth coming forward, they're the future. And we have an opportunity to help shape that future, and how we do it is by helping contribute to the Bursary Fund, the Futures Fund, and other programs that are being organized by the agency here. So
perfect. So that wraps up our live stream. We have to actually go in just a few minutes, because in just a few minutes from now, our graduation event is starting here in Kingston. And helping us celebrate this evening is the Lieutenant Governor of Ontario, the Honorable Elizabeth Dowdeswell. And I think we actually did some research. This may be the first time the Lieutenant Governor has ever been to a Children's Aid Society's graduation ever in 100 years. Wow. So this is actually a really great honor. We're really pumped to have her here. It's going to be fantastic. But also remember, we need your help. Make a donation to our bursary fund online. Just go to familyandchildren.ca, go to the Give tab. There's some videos there from some real bursary recipients, and there's a couple of links there about how you can give with a credit card or by check or mail or whatever way that you want to do. But you can help us right now with a donation. And while you're there looking at our website, maybe you can look at something about something else we need, which is foster parents for teens. Before we go, let's just talk about that briefly. We need foster homes for teens right now. And Steve, what are we looking for foster homes?
We're looking for people that can believe in teens. We know that teens sometimes, even our own teens, are not the easiest people in the world, but they're also delightful. They're also wonderfully exuberant. And these teens that we have, we really want them to grow up in loving homes. And if you have that place in your heart, to be one of those unique people that takes a youth from someone else's family and gives them a brighter future, we encourage you to apply.
Now, fostering isn't for everybody. We know that. But, if you really want to help kids, fostering may be the best way that you can do that. And also, if you don't want to foster, and that's okay, maybe you know someone who could. Maybe you could tell them about our website, go see, find out more about fostering. Come to one of our open houses and find out more information. Just tell somebody that you know that we need foster homes for teens. That would really help us out as well. Okay, thanks for being here with us on this special report on education. It's wonderful to be here on Facebook. And if you have any more comments, put them down below. If you're watching the recorded version of this and you want more information, go to familyandchildren.ca. And listen, from 817 Division Street, thanks for being with us here tonight, and all the best.
Thank you.
Bye.